Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're back for another episode of the HRL Quarantine Questionnaire. We've had a bit of a lull in programming lately. Been very busy. Glad to be back. I'm here with the daughter of Ken Brodie II and Deborah Less, as well as the granddaughter of Don Less and Ken Brodie Sr. So no pressure at all. There's no racing pedigree at all in those families. I'm here with new racer, Amanda Brodie. How's it going, kid?
Going pretty well. Can't complain.
So Amanda's going to be a new boat racer in 2021, 2.5 liter stock. Just happens to get a hull that won the championship last year from Richard Wilhelm. So it's a decent ride. There's no doubt about that. Had her first test session last week or 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, last week.
How was it?
It was awesome. I can't even begin to describe. I mean, you guys, I can see what you guys are so addicted to. It was wicked. It was really cool.
So it's one of those things, like, once you do it, you realize that it's even better than you thought, and it becomes an addiction very quickly. And I talked to your dad today, and he said to me, boat racing is a hobby, which is very true. So it's hard to like get lost in how awesome it is and spend way too much time and money on it. But just by your first reaction, I can tell you're already hooked.
I'm already really excited. Yeah, I came out of the boat, and I think someone, before I even took my mask off, was like, I can bet you there's a big smile on that face. And I was like, can I go again?
Yeah. Well, I watched the video of you coming down the straightaway, and the boat looked really good. It was floating nicely. Did you use the wing at all?
Yeah, I definitely, when they say that it takes a little bit the first time you get in it, it definitely did. I mean, no matter how many people I think explain it to you, it's just a different feeling. So when I got in there, I was like, I kind of took off a little fast from the beginning. My dad came over the radio and was like, would you just wait a minute? And I was like, all right, we're good. But yeah, coming down, I mean, that was, obviously I cropped, so I got a good little straightaway part for me. But it yeah, that was when I first really, I think I was really getting it up to speed. My dad was like, you're really racing. And I was like, and then I finally was using the wing just a little bit. It was rough that day. So like on the other side, on the back stretch, there was a lot of rough water back there. So I was just kind of trying to.
It's going to be something that you're going to be used to if you're going to race in the HRL series. It's rough a lot, and the wing is such a big part of the handling of the boat. And when I first started racing, I was looking up to like Bert Henderson and guys from my hometown, and he told me it'll probably take you 100 heats before you're comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know if it took that long, but it definitely took time before I like mastered the wing, right? And there's still a lot of drivers that haven't done it, like that have been racing for a long time. So it's a good thing you have great coaches in your corner. I mean, when I look back at the history of both families, from the Less family and the Brodie family, there's a lot of history there, and I've been watching them since I was a tiny guy, like before you were born. And I was wondering if you could tell me something that maybe we didn't know about one of those families.
What can I even say? Definitely that I think that my grandpa, well, one thing maybe you do or don't know is that my parents actually met through racing, and now they're happily divorced. But before they started out, they started dating because they knew each other, because my grandfather on my mom's side, he was he owned the boat that Ken Sr. drove. That's how they originally met, and they kind of just came through with me and my brother through that interaction. But as I said before, they're happily divorced. Other than that, I think that everybody pretty much knows what's going on. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. All I can think about.
I assumed that they met through racing, but I didn't know that. And I know that your dad drove for your grandfather too with the senseless boats for a long time. Yep. So always a really, really strong competitor. I wanted to ask you, I know that your father, obviously, he's addicted to boat racing, so he's going to support you and he understands it. What does your mom think about all of this?
So she's definitely nervous, but I think her growing up in the whole racing community, and she was my dad's radio girl for a long time. She held his boats when she wasn't watching the kids when they were racing, and
Yeah.
she was always around my grandfather. It used to be it was kind of like how it was me and my dad would go to a race. It was her and Papa Les that went to a race. So as much as she is a little worried, I think she's also really excited because I'm really getting into the family sport now. I could be wrong. She could be lying to me, but she's came to my testing and she was really excited more than nervous for me, which was a nice thing for me to see.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see you join the sport, and we're seeing a really resurgence of young, new, exciting drivers coming into the sport. Especially in the 2.5 class, it's going to be super exciting to watch. You've got kids from some amazing families in boat racing, all competing against each other. So it's going to be really fun to watch, and you guys are going to learn together, and it's gonna provide exciting racing for years to come. So take no prisoners and go get them. Like I'm excited to see it.
We're gonna
Um,
try.
I wanted to ask you because I'm not even 100% sure. What does GP50 stand for?
So that is also something that could be up for debate because GP50 is the name of the company that my grandfather started, that my dad is the president of now. And GP, I think he really never really thought, he was just trying to get initials and a cool name. And so he likes to think it stands for like Great Pollock and then 50, but it's the company name. And then it just so happened that my dad was like, well, what about 50 for the Grand Prix number because it's already GP. So it was really just a coincidence more than anything, maybe divine
Okay.
intervention.
No, that's cool. Are you going to run the 50 number on the boat?
I think I was thinking about 5. We were thinking about 5 because it's littler. So
Okay.
I don't know.
The
Maybe
mini
50.
version?
That would probably make more sense. I don't know. Papa has the last say on anything, so
Yeah, of course. And
yeah.
he's proven that he's had a lot of success, so he should be able to make those decisions.
Yep.
And what do you think for paint? What are you gonna do there? Is it a surprise or?
Um, I I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but definitely using our normal colors. I think I've been advocating for gold a lot more because our colors are like red, white, black, and gold. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to put a little more gold and flair onto it.
that'll look cool in the sun. A flash of the
Yeah.
gold going by. Oh, that's
hmm
awesome. And what about a name for the boat? Is it gonna be named Intensity or?
No, I think there can only be one. Well, now it's named Freedom, which I don't even know. So I guess the intensity name could be available. But we've got a couple things floating around, but we'll see. Not as of yet. Nothing major.
So they're going back to the Freedom name as a tribute to your grandfather. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
put together a paint job and stuff like that. So
yeah, I saw the paint scheme. It looks really, really good. And your grandfather drove a lot of a lot of boats named Freedom over the years, and he was fun to
definitely had a theme.
watch. Yeah, he was fun to watch. And I remember the very first year when I got involved. It was Asha then, and he won the very first Grand Prix championship through the Asha circuit, which is a pretty neat thing. I don't know how old you would have been then, but not very
Probably
old.
single digits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It feels like yesterday to me. It shows you how quick it goes by. So, this is what it is, but it's a pretty cool accomplishment. And I know that your dad has been trying to win a championship for a long time in that class. So hopefully this year he has a chance to do it.
Yeah, definitely it would be this year than any other year.
Yeah. So who's going to be your radio person? Is it going to be your dad or?
Yeah, definitely my dad. Actually, I have a little funny story about that is we were getting ready to go for my first testing and I was like, getting all my stuff on and getting like ready to go. And my dad would not let me do anything. He was like double, triple checking the straps and he was fidgeting with this and that and like making me triple check the radio. And I'm like, I'm just going to go out and do a couple laps. Like it's okay. And he was pacing back and forth. And so John, our hall guy, was going to do my radio originally. And as soon as I took off from the dock, my dad grabbed the headset and he was like, "Give me this." He took it back. So I was like, I guess it's gonna be Ken. So
Yeah. Well, at least he knows what he's talking about. He's going to keep you in a safe place on the race course, and he'll probably push you sometimes and hold you back in others. But that's a good thing. It's a learning
it was
experience,
definitely
right?
helpful as I was learning how to get on the wing to be like when he was like, all right, too much, bring
Yeah.
it back. So a driver
Yeah, it's
perspective, I think, is gonna be nice.
the feeling when the boat first breaks free. It's pretty amazing experience. It's like, whoa, because well, for me, the first time it happened, I thought I was going to blow over. It's like one of those things. It's like, oh my God, am I gone too far? You know what I mean? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's pretty amazing feeling. So I'm super excited for you. And the intensity goes up uh, by like 1,000 when you get right beside somebody. You know.
Yeah, that was dad was like, you're not doing anything right now. You're just going around.
So where do you go to university?
I go to Mercyhurst in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so
And
how close
then
is that to your home?
it's like an hour 45, an hour 30 if I drove.
Okay, so you live on campus or in the town in Erie?
Yeah, I live in the town, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And this is your last year as an undergrad.
Yep, I'll be graduating with a biology degree and then I'm going to take it to a physician's assistant program.
Oh, wow. So you're gonna be
Yeah.
in school for a while then.
It's like 2 years of a master's degree and then some more. It's like a different version of a healthcare. It's like one step up from a nurse practitioner, but a couple steps back from a doctor. So
Yeah, it's a weird time to be getting into the medical field right now with everything that's going on. So hopefully by the time you're out in the working field, this whole nightmare is over and we're back to racing.
oh,
uh,
hopefully.
so, what would you prefer, dogs or cats?
I have a cat. She's really cool. Her name is Scout. She's around here somewhere. She lives with
Yeah,
me in college. But I feel like I could easily be a dog person. All
yeah,
animal person.
all animals, right? All
Yeah.
right. What's your favorite food on boat race weekends?
Um, I hate to say it, but definitely when, we can't really get them in the States, so we definitely go for a little poutine when we're out there. My
Yeah,
dad's like, go get us some kiss of death, is what he calls it. And so we go out there and get a small one, small one.
yeah. Have you tried grillade?
No, what is that?
Okay, so next year in Valleyfield, you have to try grillade. It might change your opinion on poutine. It's that good. It's like a thicker uh, bacon cut with a seasoning on it. It's unbelievable. So
Oh
we
my
uh,
God.
we cooked a lot of that over the pandemic. I don't know if you know Jimbo, but he's been like our
Mhm.
supplier. He brings he brings all the grillade down. He brings it in 5-pound packages, and we have like people over and cook it all up. It's good stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely have to
it's
try
good
that.
stuff. Um, so if you were to pick any paint job in any boat ever, what would be your favorite?
Um, I really liked El Diablo. That was a really good looking boat, except for like the devil icon on the
Yeah,
front. Like I love the flames. That was a really good paint job.
yeah, it was.
Um, who else had a really good paint job? I think the New Zealand boats. Have you seen the way they repainted them recently? The Grand Prix. I think
Yeah,
those things look sick. Those guys know how to put a paint job together. There's
I think
like,
yeah, Ken's new boat looks awesome, the black and red.
yeah,
Um, I'm really hoping that those guys come back because they're great for the sport all around, right?
they really are.
So that's the
Plus, they're
hope. Yeah. Um, so if you were to take a guess, who do you think the strongest racer would be?
these are really interesting questions. Are you talking about like the strongest competitor? Or are you talking about like physically, how
Physically
much can I
strong.
lift? Physically strong?
Yeah.
Oh, oh my gosh. Um, not my dad. Probably one of the GP guys because they have to turn the most weight. Um, mm, maybe Jack. He's like young and strong, isn't he?
Yeah, I would say so. I would
Yeah,
say so. That's the
the
first person
strongest.
that didn't pick Tommy Thompson. Everybody
I
says
was gonna.
Tony.
He's strong too. That guy is a tank. Oh my
I
god.
know.
I call him Mr. Tom because I'm, like kind of young, and
Yeah.
he's like, you really should just call me Tom, and I was like,
No.
I'm not gonna. My dad would if I did that.
Okay, so strongest is Jack. His chest will be all puffed out about that answer, I'm sure. But what about the weakest? What about the weakest? Who's the weakest driver?
Ooh. Maybe we're not doing the Grand Prix class anymore, are we?
Any class you want.
Anybody? Okay. I'll say one of the little boats. Maybe Tristan, because he's so young. I bet I could beat him in an arm wrestling contest.
Oh, we might have to set that up. Perfect.
Might have to set that up.
All right, Tristan, called out. Okay. Soap or body wash?
I think it depends on the day. I think I have both in my shower.
Yeah, double down.
Probably, yeah, sure. So.
Okay. Who would you say out of all the drivers you've seen race, it doesn't have to be just an HRL right now, is the best driver you've ever seen?
These are tough questions. Oh my gosh, I should have studied.
I know.
Ooh, this is a hard one. Maybe I'll kiss up. My dad, he's the best driver. Dad, if you're watching this, hi.
I'm sure he's gonna watch it. There you go, Ken Brodie. You're the best.
You're the best, Dad.
Okay. Everybody says Valleyfield when I ask this question because I think it's obvious that everybody loves that race. But what would be your favorite race to go to? I mean, you haven't driven them yet, but your favorite race?
Probably my hometown race. Definitely can't wait to race in Tonawanda and tell a couple of my friends to come out and watch. Just doing something local. But I hope they change the track in Beauharnois again, because remember how it was different this last year. I think there was a wider turn on turn 1 or turn 2, but that seems fun. I mean, you can only do a circle so many times, and it seemed a little bit more fun. My dad enjoyed it. He said it was a good track. So.
Yeah, it was definitely a different, because there's 3 corners.
Yeah.
But I know that you didn't get to make the gala this year, because your grandfather was really sick at the time. But they did a gag reel where they're going to do a figure 8 course next year with a ramp in the middle. You hit the ramp.
Nice. Perfect time for me to enter.
Yeah.
Perfect time for me to enter the sport and get a ramp.
Yeah. So Tonawanda, I love that race too. It's so much fun there. The driver's always getting a bit of trouble there. I know I failed the breathalyzer there. But you haven't driven there yet. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. But it's a great place to go. Yeah. We always love going there. So if you were to pick from any driver that you've seen, who's the sexiest?
Oh my gosh.
A tough one, eh?
Andrew Tate has definitely been a heartbreaker that the younger girls watch. What a great question. You're gonna post this, all right? Aren't you?
Yeah, it's a good question, right?
Maybe myself. I'll say myself.
There you go. Because I was gonna say,
confidence, right?
Tate's a good-looking guy and everything, but what about when he had the mustache? Like it was still okay?
I'm not a fan of the mustache. I kind of did a double take when I saw that, and I was like, oh, Andrew.
I heard that he grows it out for the guys.
Oh my
God.
There you go. That makes more sense. Now I get it.
Yeah. If you could live anywhere, where would you live?
If I could live anywhere. The way the United States looks right now, I'd maybe think about Canada. Canada seems pretty cool.
It can
maybe
be.
Valleyfield, learn some French.
Yeah, do you know any French, by the way?
I took 4 years in high school and I know absolutely nothing. So money
Yeah.
hard at work there.
Yeah, I
I
think
know a little bit.
moving to a Quebec town, you would probably
MFO.
pick it up quickly. Um,
Yeah.
so
See, there's hope
um,
for me.
if I was to say, I guess if you were to pick, I'm gonna put your dad aside because I know your answer is gonna be either your father or your grandfather. But who would be your biggest influence in boat racing?
Um, it actually, my answer wasn't gonna be my dad and my grandfather. When I was around 10, I was in that area of when there were still a lot of girls driving. So like Leah Husick, Liana Richards, like all of Kelly Shane, even. I was little when she was still driving. So definitely them. They for sure gave me the idea that, it doesn't have to be my brother that's next in line. It can be me who can have an opportunity to race. Definitely them, female drivers.
I love that answer because, I mean, they've all proven that they're champions, right?
Yeah.
They've all come out and been
Alexis
super
Weber
competitive.
too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think right now, you're the only female driver.
Yeah,
Um,
the one Tom Packardini's rider, the skiff, is a female, but
yeah,
other
Michelle
than that,
Morgan. Yeah.
yes, sorry. But
But
yeah, I would be the only, which is scary, but also I'm ready for it.
oh yeah, I have no doubt that you're ready for it. I just wish there were more.
Yeah.
I hate to see them leave because there was so much talent there. Um,
Hmm.
and they were all young and good drivers and respectful. So hopefully they'll all
Hmm.
return someday. You know, that's kind of the
Yes,
hope, right? Um,
absolutely.
how about if you were to pick a movie, what would be your favorite?
Um, I was supposed to say that movie that was made about boat racing that I've never seen. It's in French, right? Isn't there a boat racing movie?
It's in English, Madison.
It's in English. I have to
Yeah,
watch it then.
yeah.
My favorite movie. I'm really into Top Gun, 80s movies. Those are
Top
cool.
Gun 2 is coming out soon.
I know. I was gonna see that with my grandfather, but he passed away. So
Yeah, I don't want to like put too much pressure on you to talk
no, we can talk
about
about everything.
everything, but I really like to get kind of your whole idea of your grandfather. I mean, I know what he means to the sport. I know what he means to HRL and APBA and the history, but just from his granddaughter, I mean, what kind of guy was he?
He was tough. He was a severe and loving kind of guy. He's severely loving is a good way to put it. I definitely think he was harder on me than a lot of people, which was one of the things that made his sudden death so hard for me, is because I feel like for so long he's been even there's my cat, sometimes joking, like extra hard on me. And then now, as soon as he passes away, everything in my life, like I'm ready to go to PA school. Oh my God, there's a bike on. I'm sorry. I'm ready to go to PA school. Like I'm starting in HRL now, and it's, he's not around to see that. But such is life, and I'm sure he's looking down on us. He definitely meant a lot to HRL, and I'm just gonna try to do my best to keep his legacy moving.
I love it. I love it.
Thanks.
I know that the whole sport is gonna miss him. I was in the radio corral
Yeah.
a lot with him.
Funny guy around the pits.
Yeah, he was funny to watch, and I watched him quite a bit, just to see kind of how he watched the races and stuff. Because as a radio person, right, like you're always trying to learn.
Hmm.
And he was really good at it, and I know he was intense, just at the way he talked to your dad at times.
Hmm. He was
Uh,
intense to everybody. Yep.
yeah, which was cool. I mean, you kind of have to have some intensity if you're going to be successful in this sport. So um, that's probably something that you're going to get from him. That's just really, really good. So, um, how about music? Who's your favorite
Music.
artist?
As much as I hate to admit it, I'm a country girl. I definitely like Oh my God, there's more fights going on. Sorry, these cats are getting into fights. Luke Combs, he's cool. He just put out some new music. I'll listen to pop every now and then, mix it up.
Yeah, I went to see Luke Combs last year.
Really?
He's good. He's good live. I'm an Eric Church guy personally, but
Him too.
yeah, but they're both amazing live. Combs put on a great show though. Great show. Are you a hockey fan? I know your brother plays.
Of course. I'm a forced hockey fan, naturally.
Who's your team?
Sabres. Win or lose, Buffalo sports, we stick by.
Well, you have some superstars there now. You just added another one recently, so.
It's true.
Um,
Looking up until the Sabres can up again. How it
hopefully
usually
they
goes.
beat the Leafs. They just have to beat the Leafs. That's all I care about.
That's all that matters. That's true.
Yeah. So, do you even lift?
Do I even? I do lift. I have to get, ready even as little as the 2.5 is,
That's good. That's a good thing.
Gym.
Coors Light. You like these questions, eh? Coors Light or Bud Light?
My 21st birthday is in 3 days. So if I had to guess, can't say that I've ever even had a drink in, Canada. I would have to say Bud Light, definitely Bud Light.
Bud Light, okay.
Bud Light Lime, to be specific.
Bud Light Lime, just because you're pretty sure if you were to guess, that's what you like.
If I were to guess, you're really gonna twist my arm and say Bud Light Lime.
All right, Bud Light Lime it is. Okay, what would be the best uniforms you think in all of HRL? If you're looking around the pits and you're like, that's pretty sharp.
This is a hard one. These are hard questions. Tyler's uniforms were always cool. I don't think we see a lot of pink boats, and like that little stripe of pink in there was cool. Probably ours. I like the way the Grand Prix, the white ones that with like the jagged, those are pretty cool. I could definitely spot my dad out of a crowd, which I liked.
Yeah.
I was like, and there's Ken.
Yeah.
With the little jagged part. But yeah, probably him or Tyler.
It's pretty cool that how far it's come, right? Because like 10 years ago, you would never see it. Didn't look anything like that in the pits.
We still have our big like tablecloth ones where everyone was overheating in, and my dad's like, oh, like maybe we'll go back to the old uniforms, like grandpa's died, and I was like, I don't want to do that. We're gonna overheat, we're gonna sweat. Oh,
they're not fitted or anything. They're like,
no, it's like all this fabric is hanging around. It's like,
yeah. All right, if you were to take a guess, prediction time at the champions for this season. Okay, so for Grand Prix, who is your pick?
Oh my God, these are hard. We're talking overall champions. Probably the Steeler. I'm interested to see Andrew Tate in there. I think he's going to do really well. So probably, sorry, Dad, but maybe. Oh, did I just do something bad? Oh no. Okay, us. Sorry, we're the.
So it's going to be a tie between the 50 and the 777.
Yeah, they're going to have a separate race when it's just us to determine it. Or what about Brandon or Kennedy? Well, I don't know. That's a hard question.
It's really hard.
That's a hard question.
It's really hard. I know. I don't want to be the one to answer it. That's why I asked the questions.
Well, thank you for that. Now you just set me up for a whole lot of angry direct messages on Facebook. Thank you. It could be anybody's game. There.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. One that maybe isn't quite as personal, the 350 class. Who do you think is going to win that?
Oh, God, I don't even know. Now I feel like every time I'm going to pick somebody, it could have some repercussions. Isn't Tyler picking up isn't he going in the 350? I'm going to say Tyler. 100%.
Wow.
Yep.
You heard it here first, folks. Tyler Kadas, 350 champ. All right. How about Formula 2500?
They're so around. I feel like it could be anybody. Same thing with the 2.5s. I feel like that class is so versatile. I mean, it could be one person one day and one the other day. So I'm going to plead the fifth on those two. I'm going to say I'm not going to make anybody else angry.
Okay, are you gonna make any skiffs angry?
No, Tom Packerton will probably win.
Okay, yeah,
Me and Tom are tight. I'll bank on him.
he's awesome.
He is.
And I always ask who the oldest driver is, and I think it's him. So we'll just
I think
leave
it's
it at that.
Tom.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he probably in better shape than most of us younger guys. So
that's true.
it's awesome to see him, like the longevity of his career and how much he's won. Like it's crazy. He's won so much. Wouldn't even hazard a guess of how many championships that guy has.
Yeah, probably more than handful.
Yeah. If you were to pick one driver in the pits, who would be the funniest?
Mike Monahan is really funny.
He is a funny guy.
It's just like no matter what we're talking about and how little he talks to me, it's still a funny time.
I know. He's a beauty, no question. Um, okay. How about your favorite HRL official? I know.
You're really gonna get me angry. Anne Marie, all the way.
Everybody says Anne Marie for good reason, right?
Yep. Not for kissing up at all.
Okay. So last real question I got for you here. What is your favorite and greatest memory at a boat race?
Ooh, this is a good one. Favorite and greatest memory. Probably when I knew that I really wanted to start racing. That's probably my favorite memory. I think I was like maybe 10, and my dad back then, he was doing the 350s, and then he was getting into the Grand Prix. It was way back in the dark ages, and so he was going around. I think he was chasing Kelly Shane or whoever, and he got into this big accident. Sponson came off, whatever, flipped over, came in. They checked him out 5 minutes, and then he went to go sit in the Grand Prix, and he went around and won the heat with the Grand Prix. And I was like, is it just me or is that pretty cool? And I was like, maybe not the flipping part, but like this is pretty cool. And then that's when I was like, let's see how much persuading I can do to get in there.
So that was in Valleyfield. I remember it pretty well. Because he had an interview after the Grand Prix heat, and I still remember it over the speakers because I went to watch a few heats between my heats, and he said he caught himself looking in the mirrors when he was following Kelly, like looking who was behind him, and he lost sight of the air coming under the sponson, and it went over. Right? It shows you even experienced drivers, right? They make mistakes, but to come back from that, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I definitely probably couldn't do it.
So I want to give a shout out also to BJ Maduri because he actually was the first one to interview you. So I can't even claim that. Yeah. He's a great guy, and it was great of you to go on his show because I believe he's a big ambassador of the sport. And I think you are going to be a big ambassador of the sport as well. No pressure, but
thank you. Yeah, really no pressure. Yeah, he's been around, I always call him and Mike my fake uncles. They've been around. They raced with Ken Sr. and Grandma Brodie back when it was just them. So a lot of our Brodie success and traditions have stemmed from them. So
well, you can tell how much he cares about your family because just in the way he talks about the Brodie family, and he does it a lot on all his podcasts. So he's a great guy, and I just wanted to mention it because I know that you guys are close, and it's nice to see ambassadors of the sport putting it out there, right? So I'm super excited for you. I'm glad you're in the sport. I'm going to be watching closely, and I wish you all the best of luck. And hopefully I get to interview you on stage next January for some kind of an award. It would be super cool.
Get on it.
Good luck, and thank you very much for spending some time with me tonight. And have a great rest of your season or rest of your school year. And good luck with all of that.
Thank you.
And take care of those cats.
I definitely will. I figure out if they've torn each other apart by now.
All right, Amanda, have a great night, And keep me posted on paint jobs and stuff like that so we can put them up on the page.
I definitely will. Don Less approved, of course.
Yes. I should interview him probably, right?
You should. That would be a good interview.
I
I'd be
know.
interested.
I think it would. Maybe I'll do that. All right. Well, you have a
Okay.
great night, and we'll see you hopefully the start of next season.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.